This morning, I'm going to be in Psalms 24. I'm going to start off Psalms 24. I always have visions of being up here and being a smooth talker like Brother Charlie, but then the nerves hit, when you get up here. Psalm 24, I'm going to read verses 1 through 5. Unto thee, O Lord, wrong chapter. See that already. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and all that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? Verse 4, he that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. And I want to talk this morning, it's kind of stuck out to me here. He who has a pure heart. And we always hear Jeremiah 17:9 quoted, the heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. Yeah. And we all know that is very true of ourselves. And yet the Bible also says here that we can have a pure heart. Matthew 5:8, in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." So obviously this is something to be strive for, that we can accomplish. God does not put things out of our reach. And so in Matthew 5:8, the pure in heart, they shall see God. And we see here in Psalm 24, verse 5. The pure in heart, he shall receive the blessing from the Lord. Amen. What is that blessing? He shall see God. Yeah. And so as I started looking at pure heart, started looking around, what else does the Bible have to say about a pure heart? Go with me I got a bunch of passages here. You might want to keep your finger at Psalm 24. We may be back. First Peter 1. My wife told me to keep it simple and not have a sermon. Not sure if I'm doing that or not. So, 1 Peter 1:22. Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit, unto unfeigned love of the brethren, that ye love one another with a pure heart fervently. And then we got the colon, means the thought continues, being born again. Pure heart starts with being born again. Right. Amen. And our heart is deceitfully wicked, and that's why we must be born again. Yeah. And in Psalm 24, if you still have your finger there, we see that in verse number 5. The pure in heart receive a blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. And we see the salvation to the pure in heart who are born again. And now we'll go to 1 Timothy 1. First Timothy 1, and I'll read, starting verse 3 here. As I besought thee to abide still at Ephesus, when I went into Macedonia, that thou mightest charge some that they teach no other doctrine, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart and out of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned. We see here in this passage that those with a pure heart are not teaching other doctrines. Yeah. They don't get caught up with fables. endless genealogies, which cause questions and confusions, but rather charity, love for the brethren out of a pure heart. We need to edify one another and not be causing confusion. And one more passage before I wrap this up, 2 Timothy 2. I'm going to start in verse 16, I guess, here. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness, and their word will eat as does a canker, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred, saying the resurrection is past already, and overthrow the faith of some. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let every one that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself of these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared to every good work. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. And again, in this passage, we see that the pure in heart shun the profane and vain babblings, does not err from the truth concerning end times and the doctrine of the rapture. They depart from iniquity and flee youthful lust. Instead, follow righteousness, faith, and charity. And that's the one I needed. And so I believe these passages teach us characteristics of somebody with a pure heart. And this is what we need to seek to be. And if you're struggling with these things, we need to be like David after he fell in sin. Psalm 51:10, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit in me. So, thank you.